All right, gonna pull up some reference because I don't think I know how to draw a werehog. I also drew Robotnik in my last image, but uh, I think if I'm gonna draw the werehog, I need reference material for that version of
Yeah,
Eggman.
yeah. Oh gosh, I need to go back. I have a bad habit of forgetting that I'm supposed to do things before I leave places.
That happens. So how many bosses in a row are you gonna fight right now?
Just like Gascoigne, and then we're going straight to the Bloodstar Beast.
So it's not so much a boss rush as it is a
We'll kill two
two
bosses in a
bosses.
row.
Yeah, it's a sub boss and a main boss.
And like, if you know any, like, I mean, you know about Old Yarnum. That's basically a boss rush. We're gonna be running like a mad bastard through that level.
Oh, that's the one with the machine gunner that can
Yeah,
kill you, right?
yeah, that
That
guy.
fucking asshole.
We're gonna
He's a
run right
real
past him, hopefully.
he's a real piece of work. It's you want to talk about like story in these games. That part. So for people who don't know, there's a part of this game where you come into a place where there's actually a sign outside saying "Don't come in here." Like
Yeah,
we don't want any hunters here. Right? Like that's what it says if I remember correctly.
yeah. It's basically like if you're a hunter, turn back now. Like this city is burned to the ground, and there's nothing left for you here.
Mm-hmm. And then if you
And
just take
it's
your
basically
ass
like
in,
this. Yeah,
oh, what I was gonna say is if you just waltz your ass in and ignore the sign, the game turns to fucking Bioshock for half a second, and a guy talks to you on a radio and he's like, "Hey, you ignored the sign, fucker," and starts to wail on you with a machine gun. It's one of the only parts of the game where another character, like who isn't potentially friendly anyway,
yeah,
like talks to you.
yeah.
Like
One of the very few parts of the game.
it's a very, like I said, it's a very like Bioshocky moment.
It's
Because
definitely unexpected for like
mm-hmm.
this series especially. I don't think anybody's ever talked to you in these games that
Yeah,
was awesome. Oh
that
no, I
wasn't like,
take that
yeah,
back. I take that back.
not like
There's a
that
couple,
though,
but
because
like yeah, not
he
like
has a
that.
whole speech. Yeah.
I mean, there's
Um.
old King of Lant, but I mean, he's not even really a boss. Oh my gosh, I am just ruining this.
As a Souls fan, what order do you think people should play the games
Um, I'd probably start with Dark Souls. I died first actual death in the game.
Oh my
Um,
god! And you just get who killed you?
fucking brick trolls.
That's what I thought. Oh my god! Yeah, there you. Yeah, wow! You got killed.
I
But
fucked up
it was me. It
parents.
was my fault.
No,
I was
no,
asking you. I asked you a hard question,
hard
and you're
question.
like, oh well, now I'm dead.
Dark Souls would be the most accessible for like everybody because like you're pretty much covered on all like past gen systems and PC.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can play it on PC, you can play it on PS3 and Xbox 360, and it's sort of like I'd say it's probably
The best one.
just like I wouldn't say it's like overall the best one, but it's like it's probably the most well rounded. Oh no.
Is this the best one overall?
In terms of PVE, this is my favorite. This definitely has,
PVE meaning player versus enemy.
yeah, or environment. I always thought it was environment. I could be wrong though.
Oh, I don't know, man.
But yeah, no, it's this one has the most solid mechanics if you're just wanting to play against the game. Dark Souls 1 has the best replayability. Demon Souls is really rough to start off with. Yeah, like I say start with Dark Souls because they have what's called the Estus system. And basically, you start off with at least 5 healing items at every bonfire, meaning you can heal 5 times. And every time you die, that's replenished. In Demon Souls, you have to farm, and in this game, you have to farm for items, like you have to pick them up, and like that can discourage new players. So I feel like Dark Souls 1 is simultaneously like rewarding and like limiting in a good way in their healing items, because you can have up to 20 by the end of the game. But like it gives you healing items every time to encourage you to keep playing, but like you have to learn how to get through the level with 5 or 10 Estus for the most part, like for the first half of the game. And that's a really neat thing. So it's like it's encouraging you to try harder and get better, but like it doesn't like it because I remember my first time playing Demon Souls, like I just lost all of my healing items like trying to get to the boss, and it really sucked because like you had to go through the entire level without like getting hit, like little to if at all. Oh, he's pissed. I shouldn't have.
I gotta say the Estus thing that you're talking about, I only like kind of understand what you're saying. But it does sound interesting and cool. So let me ask you this: like, would you ever recommend anybody play Demon Souls, the first one?
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite games of all time. It's wonderful.
But not first.
I feel like Dark Souls has less of a steep learning curve. Because it like every time you die, you start off with 5 healing items at least, 5 or 10.
Yeah.
So
ironically, that's the one that marketed its like difficulty the most.
Right. That was more of a Namco thing. I can't believe I got so big. But yeah, no, I mean like that was more of a Namco thing, because like that's sort of what like Demon Souls ended up becoming a cult classic based on that principle. Like it's very punishing, and it's funny because you asked the director of these games about the difficulty, and he was like, well, the point wasn't necessarily to make a difficult game. Like this was just a means for me to try to draw you into this world. Yeah. So like you're more immersed when there's a lot at stake. So like whenever things get intense, like you genuinely feel like you're a part of it more so than you might if like you were just breathing through the game. And
that's pretty much how I feel about difficulty. I think that there's like definitely a threshold that you can cross where it's like too much.
Yeah,
but
totally.
For the most part, like harder is better.
Yeah, like there are some things in Demon Souls that I don't like really agree with. Hell, even in Dark Souls, like Bed of Chaos. But like
I don't know what you just said. I don't really know what you just said to me. But you said Bed of Chaos.
Yeah, that's one of the things, one of the few things that the director of these games has like outright apologized to people for. Like because it was supposed to be like this obstacle course, and it's like a really cool idea, but like it's implemented so poorly that it's just like it's a crapshoot on whether or not you survive it.
Gonna win.
Yeah. It's not implemented well at all, and the director of the games outright apologized for it in an interview. He's like, "I'm sorry about the Bed of Chaos. Like that didn't turn out how I wanted it to."
By the director, you mean Miyazaki?
Yeah, Miyazaki. He writes and directs all these games.
Yeah.
Except for Dark Souls 2.
I might. That's the thing I might have been wrong about.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that's what you meant.
Yeah.
talk to me about things like so we already sort of like said how the enemies in this game, will have like multiple eyes. They'll have like fur growing out of like weird fucking places.
Yeah.
All over them. They're kind of dead. They seem dead-ish.
Yeah.
What are some other things that defines Bloodborne enemies?
Um, like a lot of them are just like this guy, just giant versions of animals.
You're at the warthog.
Yeah, the pig. I just fisted him.
The big weird gross pig. Ugh, so gross. Just shove the hand right in there. Just fucking
That's
give him like a weird colonoscopy for just. It's definitely the most like troublesome part of this game is when you
fist a pig.
eviscerate someone when you fist a pig. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I think that goes back to just like this game's sort of sense of humor. Like some things like they put in there, they're obviously just like gross and weird, but like it's funny.
Yeah.
And same thing with the ragdoll physics. Like they're not incapable of not making ragdolls. That's just funny.
Oh yeah. Well, it also kind of evokes the dead thing too, like ragdolls.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite enemies in Bloodborne is when you go into that, like, I think you're actually really close to this even, that just the pool of like corpse, like sort of these like cadaverous like wolf people that are in this like shallow water.
Oh yeah, the like the waterlogged corpses that can't stand up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in a video game.
Right. And like
Yeah.
this game has like a really interesting way of getting under your skin without being overtly grotesque or violent about it. Like
Yeah.
you don't need to see like the details of like how gross they are. You just sort of see that like that basic concept play out in front of your eyes, and it's just like, oh wow, that's horrible. Like
Right.
it gives you
No
this
one
sort
ever
of
has to tell
sick.
you that you should be scared of them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's self-evident. They're disgusting, and they make you think of your own like mortality and the frailty of humanity and shit.
Right. It's like the design of these games is just absolutely wonderful. Like the director of this actually like he governs all the art designs, and like if something's too gross, he'll like send it back, or not eloquent or elegant enough, he'll send it back. And like he also draws all the maps himself.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Also, that's interesting. Also, the idea that some of the stuff is too gross for him, that's insane.
Yeah, like there's this dragon in the first game. Like he's lost the bottom half of his body, and he's like sort of hanging off a cliff. And like he was originally drawn with all these maggots and shit. And the director was just sort of like, can you not like express sorrow without like trying to just overtly be gross? Like
Yeah.
try and capture like a soul that's like lost all hope in humanity and stuff like that. It's
And
really wonderful.
do it with less maggots.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
You know,
that said, I think that a maggoty corpse for Bloodborne would be perfect because
right.
it's about like carrion and disease
Oops.
and like if in fact if anything the point of maggots in Bloodborne would be that it's not dead.
Yeah. um, like and like the thing is he's not above maggots. Like I mean he's used those before, but it's just sort of like you got like in his eyes like you have to tell the story with more than just like you understand it's gross, but you
Yeah,
gotta be able to convey more than that.
yeah.
Like it's
Real quick, speaking of conveying things, before we get too far away from it, I'm very disappointed in you.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you should be. Come on, this should be a cakewalk for you. joking. But I'm not though. You should be very ashamed of yourself. But I'm sorry. You were saying though.
Yeah, like he doesn't want you to just be repulsed by these things. Like he wants you to like actually have feelings.
Yeah, he wants you to be able to empathize with them.
Yeah.
But before you shove in their asshole and pull out their fucking guts.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll try not to die to Gascoigne again. We'll see how it goes. I should have been playing this weekend because I knew this was going to happen, but like Metal Gear Solid is just
everyone out there is shaking their heads right now. They're like who is this yucko, and why does he suck so bad at Souls games?
Right.
So if you let me ask you this, I mean, no pressures. I'm not going to make you commit to this because you are live right now. But
yeah.
If we do after we've had our fill of playing through this, and we do this again, what's going to be our next? I feel like we should keep doing Souls games.
Right.
You and I.
I need to get like either a better rig or figure out how to do the capture card thing for Dark Souls. And I definitely need to figure out how to do the capture card thing for Demon Souls because that one is PlayStation 3 exclusive.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, I am...
We can have the technical part of that conversation.
Yeah.
Outside of when we're not recording. I'm curious, if you had your druthers, if you could pick, which would be the next one?
Probably Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Okay, cool. Good to know.
There are just so many interesting things, like ways to go about that game and things to talk about. Definitely Dark Souls. That might be my overall favorite in the series, just sort of like considering everything. This one is easily the best PvE. Demon Souls probably had the best story. I don't know. The older I get, like it's more neck and neck with Dark Souls, but like atmosphere.
The whole reason I want to play Demon Souls is for the story.
Oh, the story is wonderful. And that one's probably like the most blatant and upfront about it, and like that's so like kind of refreshing.
Yeah. You're talking about that sea of dead fetuses.
Yeah. That place is so horrible and so sad. Like that boss fight like makes me feel really, really fucking bad every single time I do it. Like I've probably killed that girl like 100 times and it still feels bad.
That'd be my vote only because that's the one I find the most curious. I played Demon Souls way back when it first came out over at a friend's house.
Yeah.
On his 3D TV, it's worth mentioning. I don't know why that was just kind of funny, like playing it like in 3D. Anyway,
I didn't know you could play that game in 3D.
Yeah. No, it was. If I remember correctly, it was 3D TV enabled. I might be remembering that wrong. I might be remembering that he had one, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he could play that on 3D. Anyway, I fucking ever since I played it over at his place, I couldn't stop like thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
I always kind of want to go back to that one.
These games, specifically Demon Souls and Dark Souls, are kind of like that. Like once you sort of get into what.
Wait, hold up. Did you just beat Gascoigne?
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to point out, I looked away for like a second. And then you apparently just went in there and like slaughtered his ass. I'm just sketching along.
I could beat the shit out of him, dude. He didn't stand a chance that time.
I love how you've played through this so many times that now you're just like talking to me with like totally like, even voice, like you're not even like preoccupied.
Oh yeah, it's kind of just second nature. Oh, I already picked that up. That's right. It's kind of just second nature at this point. Like if I can get into the right headspace, oftentimes I'll just sort of like, start cursing or going silent.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have some fun with the blood-starved beast. This fucker, he's another one of those iffy bosses that either always gives me trouble or like I just have no problem with him.
Yeah. Um. So you mentioned that you like gothic horror. Are there like movies or books or anything in like a similar genre that you really enjoy? Or
Oh gosh, none that I can really think of off the top of my head. I feel like it's one of those things that it's like it's not done right enough in my
mm-hmm.
book, but I'm just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely in love with the aesthetic. Um,
What if you could think of one that does do it right, like off the top of your head? Like what would be?
Dracula sans Keanu Reeves. He's
Oh,
the only thing
okay.
that
Like
did that movie wrong. Yeah, the Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Coppola, like that's wonderful.
mm-hmm.
Like that's an
Yeah, no,
absolute.
I love that movie. Let me ask you this: did you ever play the Sega CD adaptation, like the video game of that movie?
I didn't, but that sounds so wonderful.
You
Like,
play, dude. Okay, check it out. First, you play as a motion captured actor, uh, going around. It's supposed to be Keanu Reeves' character, but it's
yeah,
clearly not played by him. And one of the gameplay elements is like bats come in and you punch them.
right.
It's a brilliant bat punching simulator.
Oh, that's
Um,
wonderful.
I have a theory about it. I think that they played the old SNES game Nosferatu, and they were like, "We want to do that," but they didn't really get what made that game good. Like, so they instead just had a game where you play, because Nosferatu is a game about somebody stalking Dracula and punching enemies.
Right.
You know, Nosferatu is sort of like a platformer, games like out of, or Another World and Flashback and
Oh yeah, yeah,
to a lesser extent
yeah, yeah. I know
Pitfall.
Another World.
Yeah, it was a game like that, but it had a little bit of brawling too. So even though it had this
Oh,
like really
cool.
sort of like, yeah, it had this like really sort of procedural sort of kind of odd world style platforming. It also had like final fight style punch 'em ups,
Right.
and which it makes for a really interesting game. Like I said, I think that the guys who did the Bram Stoker's Dracula game really liked that game and went for like a similar vibe, but just didn't get what made that game good.
Right. Right.
It's hilarious. You should definitely find footage of it. It's really funny. Um, but it's also me talking. Like I have a love for like kind of stupid games.
Oh, so do I.
Um,
Um, God, some of the games I love, like I can't fully justify loving, but I love them anyway.
yeah. Well, and what's interesting is the Souls games actually have an element, a certain specific element of the kind of dumb games I like. But the difference, of course, is the Souls games are really good.
Yeah, yeah,
But there is this sort of like combo system, kind of like it's like especially in like the Dark Souls games, this like mentality that if you have a samurai sword, that obviously means you're gonna use it like a samurai
yeah,
kind of mentality, where like they uh and maybe it's like a Japanese developer thing, I don't know, but they make an assumption about how cool you want to be, like holding this weapon, and they just kind of let you be that cool, even though it's a game that's otherwise about like, you know, like really kind of serious themes.
yeah.
And then but it still lets you fucking. You can cold cock a werewolf in this game, like within the first 5 minutes if you really want to.
Or you can fist a
And you
pig.
might be, you can, yeah, you can fist a pig. And you can make all those like funny gestures and stuff for the online elements.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it couldn't like I don't think a lot of people would want to play this game if it was just like 100% grim. Like
yeah,
because it would just sort of give you that sick feeling the entire time, and it would be hard to
right.
it'd be hard to get through. You know, like I think there has to be like some lightheartedness amongst the depravity in order to like just sort of get you through it.
Yeah. I'm now drawing like the exposed flesh of the like Sonic monster of the
I'm
Bloodborne style Werehog, but I'm not. I'm really looking forward to when it's being shown in the time lapse because the pencil's not doing it justice. I'm gonna try and really kick ass on that part of it when I color it.
I'm so excited for that.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think of where they tend to have the most decay. I feel like it's like around the rib cage. They tend to have like
Yeah,
distended bellies and.
I'd say that's about it.
Mm,
Now, since we're a mom character,
uh-huh. I
uh,
like that we're bringing this back into our role playing. Yeah, go on.
we're gonna go back and we're gonna talk to the girl. Well, first we should talk to this chump. I forgot.
We're gonna adopt her, right? Like that's what
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
try
do.
to adopt her
We're gonna try to adopt her.
because it's important for
Right.
Uh,
Well, her parents are like super dead, so
should we tell her her parents are dead, or should we try and save her to the cathedral ward? Maybe adopt her
um,
and
we should lie to her and tell her that her parents are alive,
okay. So
and then she'll join us.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this. That's not what I meant to do.
Let me ask you this: which is the one? Which is the one that will most likely result in her becoming our baby?
Cathedral
And so
ward.
that we can. Okay. Do that. Do whatever will make her become our baby, so we can be her mommy.
Well,
'Cause
yeah.
that's all we really want is something to love. You know. And look, we keep running into dogs, but none of them are taking the bait. None of them are like, "You're my master now." Like they all still have like daddies and mommies, with pitchforks and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. Um.
We're gonna try and adopt her, bring her to the cathedral ward. I was really upset when she didn't show up the first time. That made me really sad.
Yeah.
Then
You
again,
think she's gonna show up this time?
nah, she's gonna
You don't think so?
she's gonna get murdered by the pig, and I'm gonna hold on to her bloody ribbon. It's
uh,
souvenir.
I like our. I mean, all joking aside, like there is no happy ending for that little girl, right?
No, no. Like you can send her to the Yosefka's clinic, and she gets turned into an alien.
Right. Which that's not better.
No, that's worse. At least she dies with something like dignity in this version. Um,
Yeah. Although what Tyrion Lannister would say, hey, but in life, there's nothing but possibility.
right?
She might enjoy her new life as like a weird
No,
alien.
that's fair.
You're like, no, nope. Oh, I thought you said no.
I said, that's fair enough. Thank you, Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was too loud. Okay, pig's pissed off.
Oh
Oh
shit! Like IRL, you're too loud, and they heard you in the game.
no! I just ran into this room instead of
Hmm.
like.
I was gonna say that's some like fucking manhunt for Xbox shit right there. So it's crazy, but no, it's not as I thought it was.
That would be neat. You, as much as I hate Manhunt, that was a neat feature.
Yeah.
To where like if you turned your mic on, they could like actually hear you if you like cursed at the
Hmm.
game.
But you can also use it to lure them over.
Oh yeah, like it was totally like an advantage disadvantage thing, which
Hmm.
was really wonderful. It's just too bad that game was probably the worst game I've ever tried to beat.
A lot of people like it, man. I've been hearing more positive opinions about it lately. It seems very divisive. Like it seems like you either like love it or hate it.
It's like okay, my biggest problems with it are that it just sort of falls into the Rockstar trap of
Mm-hmm.
being like it's it's like so fucking like glitchy and like bug filled that like you have to sort of luck your way through a lot of the game, and like that's where I had like real big problems with it.
Well, you know what you're not gonna have a problem with?
What's up?
This fucking Werehog Eggman Bloodborne style fight that's going on the screen right now, and I really hope that the people watching also don't have a problem with it. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next Bloodborne episode.
See you guys. These are also like two of the only games to sort of give me that like adrenaline rush every time I play. Because like when you make it through a hairy situation in both Hotline Miami and Bloodborne, it feels amazing.
Real quick. You fight like werewolves in this, a hairy situation.
Nice.